Hi everyone, it's Jason here. Today we're going to be looking at how to create and manage customers from within our platform. So when someone actually completes an online booking on our website, they'll automatically be set up as a customer on the platform. What we'll look at today is how we can set up a customer ourselves. So to start, we'll click Customers and Customer List. If we were looking for a particular customer from this list, we could search by their name, phone number, home address, billing address, or email address. In our case, we're not actually interested in locating a customer. We want to set one up. So to do this, we'll click Create Customer at the top here. And we'll start by entering the customer's contact information. In the email field, I'll indicate an email address that doesn't actually exist. We don't really want any information being sent out to a real email address, given the fact that this is just a demo. All right, I think that one's pretty unlikely to exist. Let's see, we'll enter the phone number of the client. Specifically, we'll want to enter the client's cell phone number if we're wanting to send them text message reminders, right? Just going back to this email field for a second, I should mention something briefly about this. So as you may or may not know, our platform uses email pretty heavily. With the click of a button, we can email invoices, quotes, booking confirmations, surveys, payment requests to our customers. In some cases, a customer may refuse to provide their email address simply because they don't want us to have it. This isn't common, but it could happen. So in this case, our platform still requires you to enter an email address. And when this happens, what you're going to have to do is just enter a fake email address, maybe at your own domain. So if this customer in particular refused to offer their email address, we could enter an email address in here that reads email not provided at supercleanaustin.com. Another important note about email address is that it can't be changed once set. So once you've set up a customer with the wrong email address, maybe an error, what you'll have to do is create another instance of that customer on the platform with the correct email address. All right, so now that we've added the phone number, we'll move down to send SMS notifications. The customer can automatically be sent reminders of upcoming appointments. If we want to enable that, we'll click yes there, or flip that switch rather. I should mention that with each message that is sent to the customer's phone, it will be followed by a sentence that says reply stop to prevent future notifications. If they reply stop, this switch will automatically be flipped to the disabled position, and you and your employees won't be able to send text messages to the customer, maybe indicating that you're on your way or you're delayed, things like that. And I should also mention that you, as well as the customer, has the ability to enable notifications at any time. Right, the next setting is the auto send survey setting. So with this switch enabled, after our employees check out of a job, a survey request will automatically be sent by email to the client. We'll enable that. All right, the next field is just a note on the customer. So in this section, we can add notes on this particular customer. And based on the employee portal settings or permissions that we grant to our employees, they'll be able to see this note when they look at a job that they're scheduled to that involves this customer in particular. So we'll just add a quick note here indicating that the customer has a large dog, but that it is friendly. Next, we've got an image field. We have the option of uploading an image of the customer. If you're going to use this field, what's more likely is that you'll upload maybe an image of their property. All right, next we've got the home address. So I'll just indicate that now. And we'll indicate that the billing address is the same as the home address with this checkbox. And we'll save this client. All right, so we're now at the main page for the customer. As you can see at the top, our system found that this email address was not valid, which is exactly what we wanted to enter. Now that we've got this customer set up, let's have a quick look at the options that are available to us. So from this page, we can update the customer. We can create a quotation for the customer. We can look at their past quotes that we've created for them. We can create an invoice. We can look at their invoices as well as past surveys. What I'll do is I'll select a customer that has some detail behind them, just so we can look at some of the content below. So within this customer's profile, we see a few things. We've got the average survey response for that customer. So from here, we can very quickly see whether or not maybe a customer is satisfied based on prior surveys they've completed. We can see whether or not they actually use the client portal, and if so, the last time they logged in. We can see if they're set up to receive text message notifications, whether or not they're set up to receive surveys on the completion of a job. We see their billing address. We see their location in Google Maps. We can zoom in, change this to satellite view. All the functionality you have with Google Maps is right here on this page. We can see the credit card that they have on file. We can see the various properties that they have. So let's maybe take a closer look at this. Let's add a secondary property for this client. And we can also indicate whether or not this will be the default property. So we'll click save. Oh, we'll click save there. All right, so as you can see, we've got two properties, and we can actually look at the map for each just by clicking on the map button. You'll see it loads up a different map. Just using that map button there. All right, so next we have the listing of reoccurring orders that the client has. So in this case, we see that they have one reoccurring appointment with us. It happens monthly starting on March 24th, and there's no end date to it. We can click view to see the details of that reoccurring appointment. And then also we've got the note on the customer. This note is actually the same as the other note that we just added to the one that we set up. And that's really it in terms of the detail that we have on this customer on this page. Very quickly, before we end the video, let's just go to the list of quotes that are associated with this customer. So once we've entered this list of quotes, we can click on the drop-down menu at the top here, and we can look at all quotes, pending quotes, rejected, approved, expired. And this page here for quotes is very similar to what we'll see with the invoices. We click on invoices. Once again, we can go to the top right-hand corner of the page, and we can see invoices of different statuses and filter by those. And lastly, let's just take a quick look at the surveys section. So by clicking on surveys, here we have a listing of the surveys that have been completed by the customer. We see the invoice ID, the job date, the completion date of the survey, as well as the employees who actually worked on the job. And then, of course, the details behind the survey. So the client has given each of these 3 questions a rating out of 5. And we see that they've completed 2 surveys here. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you do have any questions on client management within the platform, feel free to submit a ticket or contact us using the information on our Contact Us page. Thanks so much. Bye.